What's going on, card fighters here? This is BEOTCG, and I did want to give you guys a quick little commentated rundown of the GRANFIA deck I did take to locals. Now, initially, I really wasn't, this deck wasn't on my radar at all, wasn't interested in the deck, didn't care to even try it because there was no results with this deck at all. So I just assumed it wasn't good enough to compete. But then unfortunately, um, my longtime family pets passed away due to old age, and it just kind of prompted me to pick up the deck for, I guess, kind of like a memento slash to help me get over, you know, them passing away. But yeah, I had me and a really good friend of mine, Ryan, helped craft me this deck. The deck has changed since the profile. There's like a few, like one or two cards here and there that I am testing out ratios and just swapping out for different cards to see which one's better. But we are up here against Bastion, and unfortunately, we did not get an order card off of the Ranker Chain Ride line, so we are going to have to discard two 15s here. But we are going to go ahead and go for a rush here. And we do get the order card, Frozen Resentments. We're going to be able to pitch it and get it back here. He's just swinging our Vanguard. We take it. Pitch Ranker Chain. Add back to hand. Yeah, we're just getting right into this. Yeah, baby. Debating what I want to do here. Call out orange, produce a token, debating where I want to put it. Believe I ultimately decide to put it in the front row. Oh, I put it in the back row. Do the order here. Ah, I see what I was trying to do. So I sacrificed the plant token here and produced two more plant tokens with Rosarium Fairy here. And I was just trying to set up for my turn 3 because he's going to be at grade 3. My Rosarium Fairies are going to be live. Now I did make a slight misplay here, even though my opponent doesn't go after my rear guards. I made a slight misplay here. I should have moved up the Darien and put the Rosarium Fairy in the back row if I initially wanted to save it. I don't. This look was like quite a bit ago, so I do not remember if I have another one in my hand. I don't see it. I do see another Darien in our hand, but he's just gonna ride up here, swing for 28, I believe, because he just has two of the Falcon Dragons. Then he's just gonna swing for 13 here. We won to pass it just because it forces him to put all effects to Vanguard. Yeah, like I said, he killed one of those Zarium Fairies, and we guard 15 shield on lost attack. So that could have been prevented if we just moved it to the back row. But we are going to get a draw 2 off of the two Darians we have here. Yeah, you see how I am put in quite a bit of a pickle here because I can't make another front row rear guard because the Darians have to be in the back row to be able to proc their abilities. He's just reading the Noblest token. Completely understandable. Nobody plays this deck. Start a battle phase here. We're going to get 2 tokens off the Darians, and then we're going to CB 1 for each and draw a card. So right now our Noblest token is 25k by herself. So that's going to be increased by the Rosarium Fairy. I'm going to go ahead and boost here. So 16 plus 25, 41. Yeah, 41. I was trying to force him to 4 here. That's the only reason why I boosted. Swing here, he no guards it, goes to 4. I remove 3 plant gauges here, restand the Rosarium Fairy. So it's 23 by itself, plus 10, 33. She guards for 38 and passes turn. Which is, it's very funny here how I wasn't able to, I was so short or I really wasn't able to do much except like pressure him at certain damage points on this turn, but I had exactly enough to survive this turn. If he had one more attack, my goose was cooked. But because his board state, he could only make 4 attacks, I had exactly enough to survive his turn here. So he's going to swing again. This is going to be 28 with drive checks. I guard with the overtrigger here, so it becomes overtrigger to pass. And he gets all effects to the rear guard. Soul charges off of that card. It's the grade 3 from the Festival Booster. I know it's a little bit of glare. I do apologize, guys, but we do throw down our last perfect card there. So we Persona Ride here. So now we do have Soul to resurrect the other Rosarium Fairy with the order we have in our hand. Which I'm not exactly sure what I was thinking about here. That's pretty much my only play. Mill and orange, and then get back Rosarium Fairy. So we're going to call it, sack a plant gauge, and gain 2 more. Oh no, we're going to sack the other Rosarium Fairy to get 2 plant gauges. Oh yes, I remember the line here now. Okay, I remember the line here now. So I did this just to boost up the power of the Rosarium Fairies. So she's 25 by herself right now. Oh, 35 by herself because of the Darians. So 53, I believe. Yeah, 35 plus 8, 43 plus Persona Ride, 53. He takes it, and then we're going to swing for 66, I believe. And he just didn't have a perfect guard. Like, the numbers are just too big for him. So we're going to go on to game 2 here. I do believe he decides to go second for game 2, because Bastion does want your opponent to be at grade 3 or greater, just so it can proc off the Persona Ditch to get the draft checks on the rear guard. Shuffling it up, drawing our 5. I am going first. I think I just keep the Rosarium Fairy here and draw 4. Which we open up 2 perfect guards here. Which in this format, man, PGs are so important in this format, man. It almost feels like, man, if you just don't see your perfect guards or you damage check your perfect guards, you're having a really bad time. Like, numbers are just so huge, or like columns are just so pressuring nowadays. Even when you're at like 3 or 2 damage. So obviously we're going first. We're gonna draw. Pitch a draw trigger here. Drawing 2 off the Rancor, and then pitching Frozen. Pitching the Festival in grade 3 and just swinging here for 8. We take it. Debating what I want to pitch here. Yeah, it looks like we have like a lot of good cards in our hand. Ultimately, we decided to pitch the orange to get the Frozen Resentment back. They're going to immediately use it. Mill another orange and then call that orange. And for this play right here, so I was basically trying to force him to use cards out of hand to guard, because I call the plant token behind my Vanguard and swing with the rear guard first, because I don't play fronts. Oh no, never mind. That's not what I do. Oh, okay, now I go for a completely different line. Never mind. I'm capping. I must be thinking about another game. So I swing for 10 here. Then I swing for 10. I get the over trigger here. So we're going to draw 2, heal 1, 10k to the front row, crit to Vanguard, and then 100 million to the orange column. And then he just perfect guards that. And yeah, I must have been thinking about another game that I had. Because, man, that was I do remember doing this now that I see it, but man. Anyways, we take 1 damage here, pass on to our turn. Going first, we can't make as huge numbers as going second, besides the Vanguard column and the restand. But there's still stuff we could do here going second. Call a Darien, and I think that's it. We can't commit another front row. Yeah, we don't have anything else in hand to commit another front row, so we're going to move to battle phase, get a gauge off of Darien, get a gauge off the orange, draw a card here off of Darien. And then we're going to swing for 18 here, force out a 10k shield. But force out a 15, even better. And then we're going to swing for 1838, which he takes it. We get crit Vanguard and power to orange. And then I just take off all of them here because I was just trying to go for kill / pressure, and he just had grade 3s in his hand. Like, he just couldn't guard. Like the grade 3s that don't have shield. He just didn't have enough shield to guard that turn. But we're going off into round 2 here. Being real quick with it, you know what I mean? But yeah, round 2 here, we're going up against Vermillion, which at first I thought this was going to be a bad matchup, but it was like easier than anticipated for me to play around the bind abilities. I do believe Vermillion gets to go first here, which is very ideal for the deck. The deck's really great at going first. Alright, pitches a grade 1 Red River here. Rides up. We're going to go ahead and pitch a Rosarium Fairy here. Draw for going second. Then Rancor Chain. Draw 2 more. Pitch Frozen. And then we're going to call Mushroom. Put it to solo. Produce 2 plant tokens. Yep. So we're going to swing for 10 here. So the only reason why I commit the Rosarium Fairy this early was I was okay with binning one. Because I already had one in the graveyard. So he's going to ride up here, search Eternal Thunderbolt. He got a defensive draw. I do know the glare is a little bit nasty on that particular side of the map. Bear with me, guys. He's going to Soul Charge 1 off of the grade 2 Red River, give it 5k, then he's going for 8k here. We get 10. And he's going to swing for 23 here to our 18. So we would need like at least 10k to guard here. We do decide to just take it. Damage like a perfect guard. We're going to stand and draw. Pitch a draw trigger here. Get back Frozen. And I believe we just swing, maybe? Doesn't look like... Oh, no, we play Frozen here. Alright, we mill a Darien. And then we get back Mushrooms. Oh, I know what I was doing here. So I was getting my other Rosarium Fairy off the board with this play. That was the only reason why I did it. Just so I can guarantee it in the graveyard, so he can't just bind it and it's lost forever. And that was just reading Mushroom to make sure it didn't have to be open rearguard circle. And yeah, we just have a field full of tokens, which can't get bound forever because they're tokens. Swing for 15 here. He takes it, we get a crit. Goes to 4 here, we're going to swing for 20. He guards with a 15. Pitches a draw here. Top 7 for an Urakami or Eternal Thunderbolt. Grabs Eternal Thunderbolt. So we're looking pretty good here. We pushed our opponent to 4 before even getting to grade 3 here. And we're going to be doing some damage with Rosarium Fairies. He activates Eternal Thunderbolt from hand, which is going to be able to let him to bind when his Vanguard hits. He's going to give 5k to his Vanguard and then 5k to the chicken in the front row, or Phoenix. So he's going to swing 18 at the front row here. And I do believe we just no-guard this attack here. Gets a crit, crit to Vanguard, power to Phoenix. And we get 1 defensive here. And then the tokens go away. And then he's going to pitch 1 for Vermillion's effect to deal me a damage. And we get a defensive draw, putting us to 30. And unfortunately, his columns can't hit. The Phoenix is 28, and the other column is 18, 23 with the effect of Eternal Thunderbolt. So he just passes turn. Soul Blasting 1 here, making our Rose token. Gonna activate Frozen Resentment here. Pitch a Frozen Resentment, shuffle up. Grab out a Rosarium Fairy. Play an orange, so we only have access to one Rosarium Fairy. Alright, play a Mushroom from hand and then give 5k to the orange. One plant gauge off orange, one plant gauge off Darien, draw a card off Darien. And we're gaming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I believe. It's certainly very big. So if it's 7, then that's, what, 30, 40? So that's 48 by itself. Any perfect cards are Vanguard here. Pitching Persona Ride. We're just going to discard 3 here, and it's just going to be swinging for the same number. Which he just didn't have enough guard to block that huge attack. Again, this is a very perfect guard heavy format. At least in my personal opinion, it's a very perfect guard heavy format. This is like one of those prime examples of like decks just hit really massive numbers now. Even though nobody plays this deck. But like a better example is like Orphist. It's very easy to hit like really great numbers in Orphist, to whereas your opponent needs like not just one but multiple PGs in a turn. But going on to game 2 here, I do believe he decides to go first still. Yeah, he still decides to go first. Just because even though I do get the benefits of like immediately being able to use my Rosarium Fairies as beaters, going first for Narukami is just too good. He gets just being able to ride up on your opponent and deal a damage is just very beneficial for the deck. I actually playtested Narukami over this weekend, so you guys are going to be able to see that match video as well. I was trying out a different tech to see if I could make the deck viable somehow, but it just needs that promo, dude, and it needs like at least like 1 or more support cards. The deck feels very close to being playable, but it's just like it's like 1 or 2 support cards away from being playable, in my personal opinion. Do Mushroom here, produce 2 plant tokens. And do we do anything else? Oh, we're just going for the same play as game 1. Yeah. So swing for 10 here. Takes it, doesn't get a defensive. Swings for 8 here. Takes it, doesn't get a defensive. And then swing for 13. He takes it, gets a draw trigger. So he gets a draw here. Pitches the draw here for ride. I did see a Phoenix in hand. Maybe he should have pitched that. But maybe his thought process is going to call it this turn. Yeah, he decides to call the Phoenix this turn, which makes sense. Makes sense. So he's just going to finish to 10 here. He gets the over trigger, draw trigger, all effects Vanguard, and then he's just swinging for 100 million. We take it again, and then he's just going to for 8 at one of our tokens. You would notice that we did pitch Persona Ride early, just because going second. Just like in certain hands, you just can't afford to keep Persona Ride. Add back Resentment here. Go straight for the Resentment play. Get another Mushroom. Now, do I go for the same play, call over Fairy? No, I don't believe so. I think in this instance, we were okay with losing 1. Yeah, we were okay with losing the 1 Fairy. I think we already had access to at least 1. So swing for 10 at the Vanguard here, which he guards with another Phoenix. Then we're going to swing for 13 at the Vanguard here. He guards it. What I was trying to do is I was trying to force him to 4 so I could threaten lethal with a crit. Pitches Eternal Thunderbolt here, top 7 for an Murakami. As the Gray 2 Red River. But we're looking pretty good here. Calls the Gray 2 Red River here, Soul Charges. Calls Death Scythe here. Activates Eternal Thunderbolt from the drop zone. Alright, so he's attacking one of my front row tokens and my back row Rosarium Fairy, which I just let it happen. Then we take 1 damage, all effects of Vanguard, then we take another damage, and this is the bane of Murakami's existence, is when you just get double defensive and just shut down their turn. That is literally the bane of Murakami's existence. Like, the strongest part of Murakami is that damage ping, but it's also its own downfall, because you're just giving your opponent extra, how do I say this, just extra opportunities to check defensive triggers. Like, you saw how, like, 2 games in a row, I was able to shut down his entire turn just by 2 defensives. So we're after Frozen Resentment here. Mill of Mushrooms, which that's all 3 of my mushrooms. I was running 3 in this list, which is insane. And then get back mushrooms here, not Rosarium Fairy, which is interesting. We must already have them in hand, or at least a way to recur them in hand. Mushrooms is going to give +5 to the token. Yeah, I must have just like full combo in hand. Alright, call 1 Rosarium Fairy. Yeah, it's sacrifice 1 and then gain 2. And then sacrifice 1, gain 2. Then beginning of battle. Draw 1 off of Darien. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's that? 7? Does get to heal here. Then we're just going to swing boosted at his Vanguard. PG's my Vanguard here. I just decided to give the power to the Rose token because it's gonna be applied to the standing Rosarium Fairy regardless. And I believe here he was like 5k or 10k short here from being able to guard. Just because of no, it was exactly 10k. So if I didn't get that trigger, he would have been able to guard, but he would have just been left with Persona Ride and like not muching up, not anything else really. But going on to round 3 here, like I said, we're speeding through these things, guys. This is the final round of locals. This is like a low-key grudge match. Buddy of mine, shout out to John Well. He's playing his Zorga mask build, which like I just completely destroyed him last time. Which he complains it's because I hit OT. I think I hit OT both games. I'm not. I think it was like last game or something. I hit over trigger, but dude, the Dragon Empire OT didn't even win me the game, bro. It like I won the game like 2 or 3 turns later, but like you guys are gonna see what happens in this match. It's good. It's a little bit crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I was low key upset during this match. So he goes first here. He's gonna pitch. Draw 2, then pitch again. Pitch a draw trigger here, draw, then draw 2. And we don't have an order here. Oh no, we do have an order here. Okay. Then we're going to do top 7 off of Habitat. We get Rosarium Fairy here, which is a slight misplay, because I believe I could have committed a card from my hand, retired it with Rosarium Fairy, and get a plant token column. So it was a slight misplay here that I didn't anticipate. Because I was trying to hit a mushrooms. Yeah, you see, I was trying to hit a mushrooms. I swing for 8 here. And I swing for 8. And I believe there's a, yeah, that's a defensive crit or heal there. Again, sorry about the glare, guys. He's going to do the same thing here. He's just going to go for Habitat, call out the dog. Won't get its skill, though, because that's to be called from hand to mill in order. Call the Bison, get a marker here. Swing for 10, we guard for 15. Then he's going to swing for 18 here. And we just take it. Stand and draw. Pitch another draw trigger here. Get Habitat back? I think I was missing cards. Yeah, I was missing something. So I can either add Habitat here or call Darien. Which I think, yeah, I go for the Darien call here. Just so it makes it all my columns touch his Vanguard. Which I do make the correct play here, putting Darien in the front row. And I do swing with my Vanguard first here, which gets him on defensive. And I just swing on his rear guard. I do swing with my Vanguard first here just because I did have an opportunity to heal. But that was the only reason. Ride blue Zorga here. He's call back the dog off of blue Zorga's effect. And then he's going to Alchemagic with the drive check order and Habitat here. So he's going to do top 7 off of Habitat. Get Rogue Headhunter. It's the 21k column by itself. And this is just 13 triple drive, which we guard for 2 to pass. He gets a heal trigger here, goes back down to 1, gives power over there, then gets a crit, and he gives it all to Headhunter. So it's 31 with a crit. This is 20. We just had to take this one, give power to Vanguard. This is 31 with a crit. We guard 15. Stand and draw here. Pitch Persona right here. Can't afford to keep it. Make our token. Move up the Rosarium Fairy. Alright then, so we're going to get 3 tokens here. 1 off of the orange and then 2 off of the Darians. And then draw 1 off of each Darian. So we're swinging 18 at the Vanguard. He guards that. Then we're going to swing this plus 35, so 43 at the Vanguard. And swinging at the Vanguard here, he takes it. We get a heal trigger here. Give power to our token. And second check Mushrooms. Which he just PGs our last attack, staying at 3. We were feeling really good in this position. He's going to CB1 off of blue Zorga, get a perfect guard here to bounce back with the dog. Then he's going to add back the order here, and then he's going to Superior Persona Ride into the mask. Okay, he's just saying that he was going to do that first, and then he's going to add the order to hand, because he wanted to get the mask and drop. Oh, because he was going to Alchemagic with it. Okay. Wasn't sweating it too much, it was just locals. So he's at 20k to the front row here, bounces the perfect card back. Then he's going to call over the Bison here to get that Dragon. Just going to have that plus 10k to crit. Then he's just going to swing 33 triple drive, which would just take it. Gets a front trigger here. I really wanted to guard this attack and then take his 2 crit attack, but we only had high value guard in our hand. So I had to unfortunately use like a really good piece of guard here. Or I could have gone to 5, but I really didn't want to go to 5 in this moment. So we're gonna Persona right here. And I believe we only have access to 1 Rosarium Fairy here. So we're just still chugging along. Oh, nope, never mind. So we have a really good turn here. A really good turn, right, guys? A really good turn. Really good things happening for us, right, guys? Swing with the Rosarium Fairy. Takes it. Over trigger. Good game. That was just a very important turn for us to pressure him, and him getting that damage check over trigger basically sealed the game. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. It literally just like sealed the game. Because he didn't have to expend a single card from hand or take any damage. I love over triggers. So activate. Okay, so you superior called off Zorga Mask's effect. Okay. Just gonna kill those 2. Counter charge. That goes to Soul. He draws 1. Then he's gonna superior call. Then he's gonna swing. This is 1535. Guard of 2 15s. Then he's gonna swing here. We opt to just take it. Crit. Power to rear guard. We get a damage trigger. $13, $18, $38, $58. Perfect guard this. And this is just 30, I believe. Yeah, so we just guarded 2 5s. So we're just gonna try and do the same thing we did last time. But the big difference here is our opponent's hand is basically twice as big. I believe this is plus 45, which is like 53, if I'm not mistaken. It looks like we have 8 plant gauges. Guarded 2 front triggers and an intercept. I do decide to attack the Vanguard next here, just because I wanted to see if I could force him to 5 with a critical trigger, which he didn't let happen, of course. Like I said, it's very easy for him to control this, like, just control the, like, whole flow of the game from this position. Doesn't heal here. And he just takes these 2 hits. Persona rides here, and that just basically locks it up. This is game 2 after this one. Calls a dragon over a dragon, then calls the dog over the dragon, just so he has access to the 2 dragons in the drop zone. Alchemagic here with Miasma. Double Miasma here, so he Persona Road, so it's going to be a plus 30 to the front row here. out 2 dragons. And like, no matter what his attack pattern was, I always had to just take the Vanguard. Which I do get a heal trigger here, but because he checked the crit, you know, that's the end of the game. Insult to injury, but you know, it is what it is, guys. What we lost to was just completely out of our control. And yeah, going on to game 2. See how we fare. Which I do believe we decided to go second here, just because, of course, it's a mass deck, so we can't let them go second. Even though Zorga still can make very powerful plays going first, going second, I just can't let him have that type of curve. Pitch orange here, draw 2, pitch our order here, call Candor, top 7. I knew the line here, guys. I saw the line here because I knew if I Superior Called a Rosarium Fairy, I can pop the Candor. I saw the line this time, guys. Again, this was like when I was still trying to figure out the deck. I think I have almost all the lines figured out for the deck. I don't think there's anything too technical that I don't know. Swing for 8 here. Takes it, doesn't get defensive, then swing for 10, and he just guards with 15. Swings for 10 here. We have to just take it. He gets a crit. And we're just going to immediately use it again for the top 7. So I already have double Rosarium Fairy set up. And this time I can retire the token in front of it and then produce 2 new tokens. Yep. Seems pretty good to me. We swing here just because we can get a heal trigger here. He gets defensive, shuts down the turn. That's alright. We at least deal 1 damage. And I don't believe he's able to Alchemy Magic here. So he just, I believe, calls a unit behind, yeah, Superior calls a trigger behind the Vanguard and just swings. And I just happily take it. I thought about guarding, but I just took it. Damage to the Perfect Guard there. Pitch of Mushrooms. We're going to Soul Blast. Make our token. Get back our Darien off of Diantha. Make a token off Darien, draw a card. So this is just 28. Yeah, this is just 28 by itself. Which I did fumble the attack patterns here. I should have attacked unboosted with the other column because I forgot about the plus 13 from the Diantha. So the other column ended up actually becoming like really small. Yeah, because this is only 16 plus 15, 21, 31. Yeah, this is only 31, which you just need, yeah, it's just a 20k shield. But the game's about to end very soon. Some tomfoolery. Mill's Habitat here. Off of Dog. CB1 for Zorga's effect. I'm gonna call out Headhunter here. And he's gonna Alchemagic with those two. Headhunter makes his Alchemagic free here. And calls out a dragon here. Won't get the 10k in the crit, but he's just setting up. Get the PG back, and then call the dragon on top of the dragon. And he just swings for 18 here. Which I guard for 43. Or no, this is 23 because of the 5k of the fur off of my asthma. So I guard 43, 2 to pass. Or maybe I try to make it a no pass. Oh, I tried to make it a no pass. Got a crit and a heal there, which is very clutch for him. Persona right here. Gonna go for the resentment here. Yeah, we pitched the Darien. Call Mushrooms here. Put to soul, 2 tokens, give 5k to the Rose. Call an orange here, make a plant token. Then call Diantha here, get Darien to make another plant token. I was trying to go for a game here, believe it or not. Give it all to the plant token. Get a heal trigger here. We don't heal, but give it all to the plant token. This is 21, 31, and that looks like a plus 30, 61. Over trigger here as 6 damage. And that wraps it up, guys. Damage check over trigger twice. That steals the game. It's gonna Persona right here. Get an order. Swing here, we're new guard. He gets a front here. So it's like plus 35 to the front row, if I'm not mistaken. Which I have to eat one of these attacks. I believe. Yeah, I have to eat one of these attacks. I just had no choice. And yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for my GRANFIA locals, guys. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys liked this type of video, or if you would prefer if the locals was split up into multiple videos. But don't forget to leave that like, comment, subscribe, guys. I feel like we're chasing that 1K. We're so close, bro. So I can give y'all, even better content in the future. But anyways, guys, y'all have a good night.